Alright, welcome to this video. This video will walk you through the steps in creating your cover sheet, the various areas that are included on the cover sheet, so that you can incorporate that into your plan set. So what you're going to do here is you currently have the various tabs that you have created for your project. You should have more tabs than you see on this video, but this is just an example. Okay. So what you're going to do essentially is you're going to use your AutoCAD Design Center to bring in the cover sheet into your plan set. So we're going to do ADC. And again, we're going to look for the CAD file that is titled D60 cover sheet. So we're going to go to the desktop. Like I said in the past, we like to put things on the desktop so we can easily find it. So here is our cover sheet drawing file. We're going to open that by double clicking, and then we're going to go to our layouts and double click that, and here you will see your title sheet. So you will highlight that title sheet by left clicking on it once and then dragging and dropping with the left key, mouse key, over into the screen and drop it in. When you do that, you will see that layout tab appear on your CAD file. So if I look at the title sheet, layout tab, and I close this box, you will see the cover sheet elements that you need to fill out. Okay. So you're aware, layout tabs can be reordered, meaning that they can appear wherever you wish for them to appear. So because the title sheet is currently the last sheet in the plan set, we want it to be the first sheet of the plan set. So you typically want to reorganize your layout tabs so that they are in the order of your specific plan set. To reorder the order of your layout tabs, all you have to do is left click on one tab and then drag and drop it wherever you wish to place it. You will see that blue arrow, and wherever the blue arrow appears is where you can then drop the layout tab. So if I let go of the left mouse button, you will see it appear at the first sheet. Okay. So the elements of a cover sheet are as follows. You will typically see a large title of the project on the first sheet. It's usually a different type of text. Here we have what we call shadow text, and this gives you the idea of the fact that this is a D60 project called the Reserves. It says lot blank residence, Vacaville, California 95688. So if we move on, we have on the right hand side we have the vicinity map. The vicinity map gives you the idea of where to find the site based on known landmarks, highways, cities, parks, schools, so forth and so on. So we are in Vacaville here. You'll see Highway 505, and this will give the person that's looking at your drawing the ability to find 505 using maps, and then they can physically drive to the site based on what you show on your vicinity map. This vicinity map I've drawn for you, so it's already there and ready for you just to insert into your cover sheet. Okay, so again, this drawing is your cover sheet. All you're doing essentially is filling out what needs to be filled out. If we back up to the title again, the title is important because you're going to insert the lot number that you were given at the beginning of the semester. Okay. So if we move over to the directory is going to be the information of who the contacts will be for this particular project. Since this is a Drafting 60 project, currently it is just being directed towards your effort and your work. If this was a real project and you were going to submit it for city or county approval, you would have to have an engineer of record, you would have to have a Title 24 energy consultant, you would have to have a wastewater treatment engineer, as well as a geotechnical engineer, so forth and so on. So the only thing you'll need to fill out in the directory is your name and contact information. If you wish just to provide an email or a phone number, you may do so. Next is the narrative. The narrative gives you the ability to show that, yes, in fact, this is a new structure. The blank represents the square feet of the residential structure. Square feet of a residential structure excludes the garage. And it, in fact, is a single-story structure. Development summary. We'll have the net lot size. We have both acreage that you need to fill out as well as square feet. If you look at the original project details that we covered in the beginning of this course, and you can look at the subdivision map that you were provided for this project, you can look at your specific lot number and it will tell you how many square feet that particular lot happens to be. To figure out acreage, you'll take the square feet of the lot divided by 43,560 square feet, and that will give you acreage. The fire zone for this particular project is moderate. Number of stories is 1. And the floor area, again, is the area of the residence minus the garage. Therefore, this number here that you put here should match this number that you put here. Next, we have the sheet index. The sheet index gives you the ability to tell the reader exactly what sheets are included in your plan set. It should be in the order in which things occur in the plan set. Therefore, your cover sheet or your title sheet here should be labeled as A.0. So if I want to rename the layout tab to represent what the sheet index is discussing, I can simply right-click on a specific layout tab, go to rename, and type what you wish. A.0 cover sheet. Okay. I realize it says development summary on there as well, but this just gives me the ability to look on the bottom at each layout tab and determine what is included in each sheet. So we have A.0 is cover sheet and development summary. So these are the names of the sheets that you need to include in your plan set. So because A.0 is titled Cover Sheet Development Summary within the sheet index, the sheet contents should be the same information. So we're going to modify that text, Sheet Development Summary. So whatever you see here should match this and vice versa. A.01 is Expanded Site Plan. A.1 Floor Plan. A.2 Detailed Elevations, both the front and the rear. A.2.1 Detailed Elevations right and left, or left and right, whichever you choose to organize those. A.3 is Windows and Door Schedules. E.0 is Electrical and Lighting Notes. E.1 is Electrical and Lighting Plan. So if we look at the title block itself, again, if you wish to incorporate a logo, you can draw that here and include that on every sheet within your plan set. The project title, again, is D60, the reserves lot, and the lot that you were given at the beginning of this course. Sheet contents, again, is the sheet index name. So whatever you see on the sheet index should be on the sheet contents area. DWG will be the name of the drawing file, as many characters as you can fit in this small space. Drawn by will be your initials. Checked by will be my initials. Scale will be the scale of the particular viewport that's on that particular sheet. If there is no viewport, there is no scale, and therefore you would physically type none. Date would be the date that you would submit this for review. So you want to make sure that when you're submitting this project for review, you put in the correct date in which you're submitting it. A couple more elements. Abbreviations. Abbreviations are the abbreviations that you use throughout your project. If there are room names that you use, for example, a closet, sometimes people abbreviate that as CLO. If you use a closet with the CLO text definition, we would have to include that in our abbreviations list. So, for example, all of these would typically occur in your plan set, and so we would be modifying this so that if whoever is looking at your plan set will know what all of your abbreviations mean. So you want to make sure that the abbreviations on your cover sheet represent all of the abbreviations that you include in your plan set. Here we have the ability to put in a viewport. Because this cover sheet is a part of your plan set, and you do have access to model space, you can incorporate a viewport of your specific feature that you want to show off to your potential client. So that is your option if you wish to choose a viewport. If you want to choose your site plan, you can do your site plan. If you want to do your front elevation, you can do your front elevation, so forth and so on. So again, that is to your discretion. And then lastly, we have general notes. General notes gives us the ability to bring in text from a Word document and format it accordingly. So what we want to do essentially is we want to open up our Word document that is titled D60 General Notes and go from there. So I'm going to open up Microsoft Word and work through that process. Alright, so here we are in Microsoft Word, and you will see your general notes that you can then copy and paste into CAD. So what we're going to do here is we're going to highlight everything in this Word document and copy and paste it into CAD. So the easiest way to select everything in the Word document is do a Control A. Control A is select all. Then we want to copy this text to memory of the computer. So Control C. Then we're going to minimize that box and come back into CAD. Now I've provided a text box for you already, so you don't want to delete this. You want to keep that here so you can then copy and paste the text into this specific text box. You're going to double click this text box and you're going to do a Control A to select all. And now because it's selecting everything, we can then hit delete, gets rid of all of the text that was existing in that text box. And now we're going to paste the text that we've copied from the Word file. So we're going to do Control V as in Victor. When we do Control V as in Victor, it pastes the text in that text box. Now we're going to reformat this text box so that it appears not only the correct text height, but we're going to incorporate the columns as well. So you'll see that you're provided a header text for general notes, so we don't need this first line of general notes that we've copied from the Word document. Therefore, you can highlight with your mouse the first line of text and then delete that. Next, what we want to do is we want to change the text height of the general notes text box. So we want to do a Control A for selecting all of the text, and then you want to simply select Tahoma 0.125 or select the text that should be 1/8 of an inch tall. So when I click that, all of the text should change size. This will affect all text objects using the style, not just the selection. Do you want to change the text style? Yes. Let's change the text height. Okay. Next, what we want to do is we want to number all of these items. So again, we're going to Control A. We're going to come up here, click Bullets and Numbering, and we want to click Numbered. When we click Numbered, it puts a number in front of each note. Okay. Now notice that the text is still highlighted, so now we're going to make columns. We're going to hit Columns, we're going to hit Static Columns, and we're going to hit 2. When I hit the number 2, you'll see that the text formats into 2 separate columns. Now we're going to format the columns. So there's 3 elements that we use in this function to modify the width and style of the columns. This component right here will allow us to stretch the columns apart from one another. This pick point right here allows us to stretch the columns vertically, okay, as well as in width. But if you just want to pull straight down, that will just change the height of the column. And then lastly, this area here allows you to change the width if you wish to change them separately. So we can see that we need more room to fit all of the text, and so I've moved that over. Now I can drag that and continue to modify until everything fits. All right, so here we have notes 1 through 14, and then we come to 15 through 23. Once I have that set the way that I want it, I just simply click out of the text box and it will save it. Lastly, I then drag that line with my ortho on so that it covers the entire area of the notes. And then I will want to move my abbreviations with my ortho on to the right so that everything is legible. And that is the process of creating your cover sheet for this final project.